So as far as the demonstration goes, we're going to go through some examples of the 1.0 features, viewing, editing. We'll go through how you share and collaborate on a document, and go through some of the version control features. And then we'll look at the 2.0 features that include creating new items from templates and copying existing items and editing those. All right, so here I am in one of our demonstration servers. I can perform a search. And you can see on the, right within the search results, there's icons that are displayed for each of the file types that are Office files, with the link to be able to view an Office Online. So the first file that I'm going to look at is an Excel file. I'm actually going to open up the PDF version of this file. So a lot of people can use PDF Converter to convert their Office documents into PDFs, and one of the big complaints that we've had is particularly Excel documents and some PowerPoints don't really convert into a useful PDF. So you can see in this version of the PDF, it's really not very useful because of the way that it wraps and the paging, and so it's really not useful at all. If I were to open that same document in Office Online, you can see there's a lot more features available. You have the ability to filter, to sort, to interact to some degree with the document. There's also the ability to do some calculations on the document since it is Excel. So you can highlight certain cells, and you can see you can do sums, and you can do some different types of basic Excel functionality. And this is just within the view mode. So this is something that can be very useful, particularly for Excel spreadsheets that don't convert to PDF very well. And then I'll just briefly show the ability to display in full screen. So then in this case, what that does is that just really removes the WebCenter wrapper. So again, if you were to have this, you could have a link that's embedded inside of your intranet or inside of a portal that would display the files in the viewer for the user. And again, the user doesn't need to have, in this case, the Excel application or anything like that installed. They can view it from a mobile device, a tablet, anything like that, anything that's supported with the Office web apps. So the next thing I'll do is I will go into another file. I will view this PowerPoint. This is a presentation that we've created. You can see, since I have edit permission, there's a button up here at the top, Edit in Browser. So right from here, I can click that button, and that will bring this up in edit mode. So right now, the content item is checked out. There's some links, breadcrumb links that we've added in. If I click and I look at the actual content information for this item, you'll see that I have this checked out. And the current revision is revision 3. That's the one that's the latest revision checked in. If I go ahead and make some changes to this, and I check, and I just exit out of the application, then that will actually check in a new revision of this document. So you can see there's now a revision 4 going through Gen www. So that's how easy it is to edit a file that's inside of WebCenter and create a new revision. The next thing I'm going to go through is the ability to collaborate on a document. So let me get the latest version of this. So once again, I'll go into Edit in Browser. From here, I can go and I can go to File Share. And when I click this, this is a dialog. So this allows me to invite other users from WebCenter. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and invite Jason. I can add a little message. And once I send that, that's actually going to send Jason an email who's going to have a link with the link in it to be able to edit the document. So we'll wait a second, and you can see Jason is now joined. You can see he is in the editing session. So while we're co-authoring this document, I can actually see all the changes that Jason is making as we go through this. Once again, the item is actually still checked out as me. So if I go look at the document info, I am the one that has it checked out. If I go ahead and exit this document, you'll see that the editing session is still in progress because Jason is still editing it. So it's still at revision 4 with the changes that Jason has been making. And so once Jason exits out of the document, then a new version will be checked in, and the file will actually be checked in by Jason. So now that the latest versions have been updated, you can see the author is Jason, and it's getting converted into Gen www again. The next thing I wanted to show real quickly is the ability to look at the previous versions of a document. So there's another integration point here as well where you can go to the previous version. So these are all of the revisions of this document inside of WebCenter. And depending on your permissions, again, you have the ability to view any of these previous versions. You can delete these versions directly from here. Or if you want to revert to a previous version, you can easily select Make Current, which will check in a new revision. So in this case, it would check in a revision 6 of this document with all the metadata and the file that was from that previous version. So an easy way to do that. The next thing I wanted to go through then, all of those features were in the 1.0 that we released earlier this year. The other thing I wanted to go through was the ability to create files, new files inside of WebCenter without having to actually check in a document. So we created these templates that can be configured by document profile. So each profile, an administrator can decide which template is going to be available for use during a check-in. So if there are templates that are available for a profile, there's radio buttons that will show up that will allow a user to select to check in from a template. Then these templates are, again, configurable by an administrator. These can be, in this case, these are new blank documents. These could also be other content items that are defined as templates, again, based on profile, and I'll show that in a minute. So if I just pick a new blank document, it allows me to put in the primary file name if I want to change that. That gets checked in. And then I can just give it a title in this case, and I can check that in. And that will create a new item inside of WebCenter, and it will bring me directly into the Word application and allow me to edit. So then when I make my edits, I can exit from there, and then that updated document is checked in. So I now have a brand new document revision. I'll just show you real quickly. This profile, this is a different profile called policy. And so in this case, the administrator has decided that you could choose from a corporate policy or informational technology policy. It's the same, works the same way. Check that in. It'll bring me immediately into the Word editor. And this was the template that, that I used. And then the last thing I wanted to show was the ability to copy a document. So for instance, this other one that I created, if for any Office file type, you have the ability to copy and edit an Office Online. So if I click this, this is going to essentially bring me to a check-in similar form with a file already populated. So again, I can change the file name if I want to change the file name, or just leave it the same, fill in whatever metadata I want. then check that in, and that's going to, again, bring me right into the Word editor, but this is the content of the document that I copied from.